Hello, welcome to the slow version of News Roundup number 88. It's a beautiful spring day here in England, and I'm having to sit inside to do this recording, so I hope you enjoy it. When motorist Kenneth Lambourne got upset with a traffic warden, he found an unusual way of making his point, says the Daily Star. Kenneth claimed that he had paid £1.50 for a ticket, but it had blown off the dashboard when he opened his door, prompting the traffic warden to issue him with a £25 fine. When he tried to argue his case, showing his ticket as proof he hadn't tried to park without paying, his claim fell on deaf ears, and the fine was kept in place. So fed up Kenneth went to the bank and drew out the £25 fine in 1 pennies, which weighed in at £13. He then visited Wiltshire Council to pay the fine in 2,500 coins. "I did it to make a point," he said. Vikings have a pretty fearsome image with Brits, but a Daily Mail story reports that a genetic study has revealed that around 1 million Britons alive today are of Viking descent. The research compared the Y chromosome markers, DNA inherited from father to son, of more than 3,500 men to 6 DNA patterns that are rarely found outside of Scandinavia and are associated with the Norse Vikings. It is estimated that the first Viking longships landed in Britain in 793 AD, and that the Vikings went on to rule parts of England until the Battle of Stamford Bridge in 1066. Dr. Jim Wilson, chief scientist at Britain's DNA, said, "The research suggests that the concentration of Norse blood is quite variable, but as the Y chromosome only relates to the nation's male population and only to one ancestral lineage for each man, there is a very real chance that many more of us are related to the Vikings." Well, I would only say to that, aren't we all related to each other? If you suffer from arachnophobia, it might be better not to read on, or even listen for any further. The Daily Telegraph tells us that a family was forced to flee their home in Hensford, Staffordshire, and have it fumigated after hundreds of potentially deadly spiders were found in a bunch of bananas bought at the local shop. 31-year-old Jamie Roberts spotted white patches of what he thought was mould covering the fruit. However, to his horror, on closer inspection, he saw tiny legs and realized the bananas were hiding a nest of spiders and that they had spread to other parts of his home. He said, "I knew something was wrong because then I noticed the white patches were all over the windowsill and the curtains, and I could see tiny legs and realized they were spiders." At that point, I wasn't too concerned because I thought they looked dead. I was freaked out, but I started to sweep the patches into the bin. But then they all started moving. It was like something out of a horror film, because suddenly the windowsill was moving with hundreds of these spiders. Pest controllers were called, and Mr. Roberts, his wife, and 2 young children were told to immediately leave the house while it was fumigated. The paper says that although the spiders have not been officially identified, family believe they could have been the world's most poisonous spider, the Brazilian wandering spider. The village of Gotham in Nottinghamshire is close to where I live, so this Daily Star story caught my eye. It seems that a real joker may have stolen a road sign at the entrance to the village because it has the same name as Batman's legendary city. A police spokesman said, "It is of little scrap metal value, so it may be more to do with a prank, particularly given the name on it." The cat's whiskers is a popular idiom which means to be better than everyone else, and it certainly applies to a 2-year-old pussy featured in a Daily Mail story. Whiskers, who is being cared for by a cats protection charity worker at her home in Frome, Somerset, because her previous owner could not look after her. She has 12-inch whiskers, believed to be the longest in Britain. Jill Canning said, "It was quite hard to measure her whiskers because she is so friendly. She thinks you are playing. They are certainly the longest whiskers I have ever seen, and they make her look very pretty indeed. She is a lovely, friendly cat, very much a lap cat, and she is very playful." The charity is now looking to rehome Whiskers. And that's all for this time, everyone. Have a lovely month, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.